All right, so today we are going to talk about some of the craziest theories that I have seen on YouTube. And some of these things get suggested in my suggested videos, and I'm like, I didn't know that I cared about this so much, and then I find myself going down a rabbit hole. So, we're going to kick this one off with probably one of the most bizarre ones that I've heard so far, but I've seen it on a lot of channels once I started putting it in the search. And that is that Donald Trump is apparently Elvis, which is so weird to me. But they did like a facial recognition thing where they put the two faces side by side, and it kind of like I could see where they would think that. Not really sure if I'm buying it or not. Now, they would be about the same age if Elvis were alive today. But whether you love the man or you hate the man, I think one thing that we can all collectively agree on about Donald Trump, that is, he is not attractive. And I would really hate to think that Elvis Presley, one of the most good-looking, handsome, sexiest man alive, end up to grow up and be and look like Donald Trump, aging like milk. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that one. Now, on the other side of that, so a twofer for number one, is apparently Melania Trump is Princess Diana. I can't. I can't. Whoever posted that, I don't know, dude. You're smoking some good stuff to think that Melania is Princess Diana. Again, one of the most beautiful women in the world. I don't get it. Whatever. If leave in the comments how you feel about that one, but either way, both of them are very odd. So the next one is, this is one I recently heard about that I couldn't find too much on. Apparently it's a thing though, is that Lindsay Lohan apparently had an actual twin, Kelsey Morgan Lohan, and her twin was actually acting side by side with her in the Parent Trap movie that she made, I think in 1997 or 98 or something. And the twin died a horrific death, and supposedly Disney didn't want it to take away from the film being released. They thought that people wouldn't go see it if, one of the actors tragically died beforehand. So they covered it up. They paid the parents of Lindsay Lohan big hush hush money, and it was all covered up. Now, some people have mentioned about like CGI and how back then it wasn't that great. But if you think back to the original Parent Trap, that actress that played in the original, I think that was from the 70s or 80s or something, I really can't remember. She was not a real twin, and they made it look like she had a twin. So whether CGI was that great or not, they made it work, 30 years prior, so I don't see how they couldn't make it work for this. But people are saying that that's why Lindsay spiraled out of control, got into drugs, because the guilt of losing a twin and having to cover it up for so long is what made her go crazy. Other people have theories that Lindsay Lohan today in 2025 is actually the other twin. So the other twin did not die. The Lindsay Lohan ended up dying in like 2016, and now the twin that died or didn't die when they were kids is now playing her today in 2025, which is why she looks so different. To me, I say it's plastic surgery, really good plastic surgery, makeup, getting off drugs, all that stuff. That's what's contributing to her looking so different. But she did do a film in 2007 called I Know Who Killed Me, and it was about her not knowing that she had a twin and finding out who killed her twin. So I don't know. They say that they tell you things in Hollywood movies to kind of tell you the truth without telling you the truth. But also, if that really did happen, if a child did die after filming a movie, the NDAs would be crazy. They wouldn't have to only pay off the parents. They would have to pay off every actor that ever came across that other actress to say that she did not exist at all. So I don't know. I can't really get behind that one. I don't know. So number 3 are, what are these things called? Labubu dolls. And again, this is a new one to me. Labubu just sounds like, I don't know, I think of Aladdin, like Prince Labubu. But I've never heard anything about these dolls. I've never seen these dolls before. apparently they are demonic. They also apparently have little cameras in them that are watching people. Kids that have them supposedly go missing. There's like a whole ice cream truck theory behind it as well. But the Labubu dolls, people are like getting rid of them. Apparently they're extremely expensive as well. And people that sleep with them, near them, they wake up with like scratches and bruises on their face or on their back. And they're like, I don't know how this happened because I'm alone in the room. I don't have dogs, I don't have cats, and I'm waking up with bruises and scratches on my face. People have said like they've been very depressed since they've gotten their Labubu doll. I can't even say that with a straight face, Labubu. But that it's apparently this demonic thing that makes you go a little bit crazy, makes you kind of depressed, moves on its own, lights up on its own. There's so many videos out there of it. If you guys have not heard about Labubu dolls, go out there, give it a little Google, search it on YouTube, because there are some crazy videos that surround Labubu. Again, I can't say it with a straight face. So number 4, also one that at first I was like, I don't know, but if you go to this man's page, I see it, I hear it, and I don't see it so much, I hear it. So apparently there is a theory, a rumor, a conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it, that Robin Williams is alive. I would love to think that because I love Robin Williams. I grew up on his movies. He's amazing. I don't cry over celebrities dying because I don't know them. I've never met them before. They don't have an impact on my life. But when I heard about Robin Williams passing away, that one kind of stuck just a little bit. But apparently he's alive. So if you were sad about his passing, just go to YouTube and search Uncle Pappy. Okay? In one of his videos, he even does a Robin Williams impersonation because he is fully aware that people think that he is Robin Williams, that Robin Williams faked his death, and he came back to be a YouTube star known as Uncle Pappy. But again, that one is one that when I hear him talk, see his mannerisms and everything, I'm like, holy shit, that might actually be Robin Williams. There is a big possibility that is Robin Williams. So go check out Uncle Pappy's page. Apparently he grew very quickly too. I looked it up last week and he's got like over 1 million subscribers on his YouTube page. Even the people in the comments are like, you're not fooling me, Robin. You know, like people are just very convinced that this is in fact Robin Williams playing the character of Uncle Pappy. And for me, if you're piecing together weird stuff like grasping at strings here, he did do a movie called Patch Adams. Pappy? Patch? Maybe? Possibly? I don't know. He did, Peter Pan, Pappy. I mean, that one's a big stretch. There was another one that I was thinking of and I can't really think of it, but the Patch Adams one with Pappy kind of, I don't know, whatever. You guys let me know what you think about that one. So, number 5, I want the first part of this to be true because that would be really cool. The second part, not so sure. So apparently mermaids exist, okay? And my 6-year-old would be so happy to hear that mermaids exist. I want to see a mermaid. They do have a lot of movies about mermaids since we were growing up. They have Splash. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah, I believe. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, but it's about a mermaid. We have The Little Mermaid, and in The Little Mermaid, they were scared of humans. We'll get to that part of the story. And then, we have a Barbie mermaid, or Little Mermaids, okay? That's the point. But apparently there's mermaids that exist, and apparently they are being hunted by special fishermen that are hired by the elites to go and capture these mermaids and then present them to the elites, and they eat them. Apparently that's what helps them stay young, not the blood of children. Speculation. But mermaids, they eat mermaids, and apparently these elites are paying upwards of $50,000 per serving of these mermaids to keep them young. They also apparently give them powers. I don't know. Like I said, maybe mermaids exist. some of these are just so off the wall that I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to comprehend that mermaids exist and they're only being found by certain fishermen that sell them to elites as a $50,000 dinner. Because if they do exist, that means that other people would actually see mermaids as well, not just the people being paid to see them. I don't know. So of these 5, I would love to know which ones you've heard, which ones you haven't heard, and which one's the most believable, which one's the most unbelievable. I will say out of all of them, I think the one that I believe the most has got to be that Robin Williams is Uncle Pappy, only because it just makes me happy. Because Uncle Pappy's page is, I've only watched a couple of his videos just to kind of compare and contrast like his mannerisms, how he talks and everything. But there was one in particular that he did impersonate Robin Williams, and it was Robin Williams. So yeah, there you have it. Robin Williams apparently faked his own death to become a YouTube sensation. So, but let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. Let's get this discussion going. I would love to see what everybody else thinks about this.